We have mentioned Joel Bitonio. Talked a little bit about Myles Garrett being banged up, and Garrett has that groin injury, won't be anywhere near 100%. But here is Joel Bitonio talking about Myles Garrett playing through that injury.
Oh, it's awesome. He's, in my opinion, the best pass rusher in the league, and so to have him out there, even if he's not at full strength, like the defense is going to game plan for that. They're going to send two guys his way. They're going to chip him. They're going to leave other guys one-on-one. And, for Myles, like, he understands, like, he's the heartbeat of our defense, and he's one of, the leaders of our team. And for him to go out there and play, even if he's not 100%, like, you see that with guys like Myles, guys like Baker, guys like JC when he's out there. Like, these guys are going to fight for their team and for the Cleveland Browns. And, it's something that you want to see in your leaders.
And Mary Kay, Bitonio makes a very valid point there. Garrett's nowhere near 100% and hasn't been. But the Steelers are going to know where he's at, and they're going to make sure that he doesn't wreck the game.
Oh, there is no question about that. They're already ready for that. Again, Myles Garrett came into the league vowing to come in and chop down Big Ben. He is going to want to do everything that he can to win this game. Winning is so vitally important to him, and he's going to basically be playing with his hair on fire. Now, he's been held sackless in each of the last two games. The groin injury is really bothering him, and they are going to, like you said, do everything that they possibly can to keep Myles Garrett from wrecking the game for them. And Ben does get rid of the ball very quickly, so that will help them. But still, Myles is somebody that you have to account for, and now that Jadeveon Clowney is back, that will take a little bit of pressure off Myles, and even 50% of Myles is better than 100% of most players.
All right, so ESPN.com's power rankings, Browns currently 20th, a non-quarterback MVP candidate. They list Myles Garrett. And again, it's hard to argue that. He may not get that defensive player of the year that he was kind of zeroed in for, just because, as you mentioned, that injury has hampered him a little bit down the stretch. But again, right now I think his focus is on trying to get back to the playoffs.
Yes, definitely. I mean, if he had his choice, obviously, between getting to the playoffs and winning NFL MVP, he would take the playoffs over that any day. He's become very outspoken, very vocal this season. He steps up and says things that, sometimes might ruffle some feathers or raise some eyebrows. And sometimes in finding his leadership voice, he might stumble here or there a little bit, like when he said, right after that Patriots game that they did not make the proper sideline adjustments. That's really not what you want to hear one of your players saying. But again, he's trying to be vocal, and he's trying to make everybody live up to an incredibly high standard to get where they want to go. And I think he's done, for the most part, a pretty good job in that regard.
And that's what the Browns want from him, to be honest with you. That's what you pay a guy as much as they're paying him to be. He's the guy that sets the standard that, carries a lot more weight than if you're hearing it from a coach.
Right. And the other thing about that is that you have to be playing well in order to be that outspoken and to be that vocal. So actually, like right now, because Baker has struggled throughout the season, it is not necessarily the time for him to be being that vocal. So Myles is having the chance, people are going to listen to Myles. People are going to listen to him. And he has the floor right now because, once again, he's number 3 in the NFL, tied for number 3 in the NFL with 15 sacks. And when you're playing at that clip, you can say almost anything.